Hi, this is Mark from Beautiful View Window Cleaning here in Toronto. Welcome to part 2 of my window cleaning tools reviewed. Today I'm going to talk about the ladders that I use. Mainly I use combination ladders, or multi-ladders as some people call them. I'm going to show you the good and the bad of using this type of ladders. It's mostly all good. Anyway, let's go take a look. Well, the first thing you're going to notice about my truck is that there's no roof racks. So where are my ladders? Well, I guess this is the good thing about combination ladders. Is that folded up, they fit inside nicely with all the rest of your equipment. Okay, the first ladder we're going to look at is the World's Greatest Ladder from Costco. This is a 17-foot ladder. That is to say, it gets you up to working 17 feet safely. It actually extends to 15 feet. The way this ladder operates is by a hinged, almost like a ratchet hinge system, as you can see here. You turn these to get them into the A-frame position and the extension position. The second ladder that I use is called the Jaws ladder, and the main difference is, if you take a look at the hinge, it's actually like jaws that come together. Because of this jaws-like design, you're able to get this ladder into many more positions. First you loosen the jaws on both sides. Get it into the A-frame. Get it into the extension position. Fully open up your jaws. Select your extension height. Okay, so let's talk about the good and the bad of these two ladders. First of all, let's zero in on the World's Greatest Ladder. This is the one from Costco. I have to admit, I love this ladder, and the fact that they've called it the World's Greatest Ladder, I'd have to agree. It's a lot cheaper than buying a little giant. It gets you up to most second-story windows, okay. Weighs 35 pounds, so for someone physically fit, it's not too bad lugging around someone's property. The only thing I'd have to say that I didn't like about this ladder is the ratchet type hinge. Because of, I'm a visual person, because I can't actually see what's going on inside that ratchet hinge, sometimes I wonder, okay, just how strong is it? But so far I felt pretty confident on it. I've never felt like it was inadequate. It is rated for up to 300 pounds, and I'm like just over half that, so I'm quite okay on this ladder. the Jaws ladder, which is a more versatile ladder. It's great. It's quite a bit more expensive than the world's greatest ladder. But one of my pet peeves, and most people's pet peeves about this ladder, is it's just too darn heavy at times. It's about 55 pounds. This one here extends up to 26 feet, 26 working feet. Once you get this thing fully extended, stick on a ladder standoff to the top of it. Getting this thing up from the ground is quite a chore. I can do it, but let me tell you, if I have to do it several times during the day, it really knocks you out. So that's something to think about when you're buying a combination ladder, is, you know, how long do you really need it, especially if you do have an extension ladder that's pretty long, but you do want one of these combination ladders. You probably want to get something about mid-height, you know, maybe 15 to 18 or 19 feet maximum. Anyway, now I want to show you some of the attachments for these ladders. As you can see at the bottom of the leg on the Jaws ladder, you've got a couple of holes drilled out. That is for a leg leveler, which looks something like this. Now the leg leveler has a U-bolt that will go through the frame of the ladder and then through the leg leveler system and bolt on together. So I'm going to attach one of these and show you what it looks like. Okay, so there you can see at the side you've got that U-bolt that's going through, and it's got the butterfly nuts on the other side. This is handy if you ever have to go up against some uneven ground on a property. You always got to think safety first. Now this is a pretty strong system. I'd have to say the only drawback to this system is that it takes you a while to set up. You got to first loosen the nuts and bolts, feed it through the holes, retighten them, position them, and you have to do this you know, basically anywhere on the property where it's uneven. So it's not always going to be, you know, a couple inches here and there. Some places it might be several inches, some places it might just be an inch. And so it takes you a little bit longer to level out this ladder compared to other devices out on the market. Another attachment I bought with the Jaws ladder, which you see here, which I've put onto the world's greatest ladder, are ladder standoffs. Ladder standoffs are great for when you want to be brought back from the wall a bit in cases where you're doing gutter cleaning. You don't want to be reaching over backwards when you've got a ladder up against the wall to get those gutters cleaned. You want to be pulled back from the wall a fair bit so you can comfortably clean out that debris. And also this is good for when you're going around, let's say, very long windows that are, you know, narrow enough to fit in between the standoffs. So you can get right up and close and personal with that glass, and instead of having your ladder just sitting on the windowsill and you dangerously reaching up, you can bring the ladder up a couple of more points, or rungs if you will, and be right in front of the glass. And it's very handy in that case. Okay, so just to recap there, we've got the world's greatest ladder by Costco. It's a 17-foot working ladder. I like it. I like it a lot. There's very little I can say bad about it, other than you know, those mystery hinges and how exactly do they work. The Jaws ladder, which gets me up a fair bit greater in height, 26 feet. Love it for that. Hate it for the weight. Never realized until I got it that you know what, this is a heavy ladder to handle. So speaking of that, any window cleaner can tell you that there's other ways to get to high heights, and that is the extension pole. So I think on episode 3 we're going to talk about extension poles. We'll be looking at the younger poles, the Ettore, I have one of those, just a small one, and also the Pro Curve. So stay tuned, and we're going to take a look at poling action next time. Bye for now.